You're lying in bed right now, or you will be tonight, and there's a phone in your hand. Maybe it's your hand. Maybe it's your partner's. Either way, the blue glow is there, and the two of you are in the same bed but not together. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. And if you care about your marriage, you need to understand what's actually happening. If this channel resonates with you, please consider subscribing. We're building a community of people committed to real intimacy in their relationships. The mistake is simple and almost invisible: bringing screens into the bedroom. It seems harmless, everyone does it. But research into something called technomerence, that's interference caused by technology, has quietly shown us what this habit does to the people we love most. Studies from Brigham Young University and other institutions have found that when partners use their phones in bed, relationship satisfaction drops measurably. It's not dramatic. It's not a fight. It's slower than that. It's 1,000 small moments of half attention, of presence, that isn't quite present. The research doesn't say phones are evil. What it says is that the more your partner is on their phone when you're together, especially in intimate spaces like the bedroom, the less satisfied both of you feel. The less connected, the less seen. Think about what used to happen in bedrooms before phones. You'd get into bed, maybe you'd talk about your day. Not a summary you'd post online, but the real stuff. The moment that bothered you, the small win nobody else cared about, the thought that wouldn't leave your head. You'd wind down together, maybe you'd laugh, maybe you'd touch each other's arm or shoulder without thinking about it. There was a rhythm to it, a ritual. Your body knew, this is the time when I'm off duty. This is when I'm just with my person. Now scroll through any bedroom at night and you'll see something different. Two people side by side, each bathed in the glow of their own private screen. Each in their own infinite feed. Each getting a hit of novelty, outrage, comparison or distraction every few seconds. The pillow talk is gone. Not because you're fighting, but because you're both somewhere else. Scrolling replaces connection. The wind down ritual, the one your nervous system actually needs, gets interrupted by notifications and the dopamine loop of the endless feed. You're not relaxing, you're being kept in a state of low-level stimulation. Your partner is doing the same thing 3 feet away. The bedroom becomes a charging station for devices, instead of a sanctuary for two people. And here's what happens gradually. The intimacy doesn't crater all at once. It erodes. The pillow talk stops, so you stop sharing the small vulnerable things. The touching stops, so you stop noticing each other's bodies. The actual wind down never happens, so your nervous system stay elevated. You're tired. Your partner is tired. The blue light from screens is suppressing your melatonin, so your sleep gets worse. Worse sleep means lower desire, lower patience, lower everything. The research is clear on this. Sleep deprivation and bedroom phone use both independently tank sexual desire and relationship satisfaction. Together, they're a quiet disaster. Months go by. Then years. You're still sleeping in the same bed, you're still technically sharing a life. But the intimacy, the real, physical, emotional closeness that keeps a marriage alive, has been slowly replaced by parallel scrolling. You can feel it. There's a distance that shouldn't be there. A strangeness with someone you chose to spend your life with. You might not have a name for it yet, but you feel it. We're in the same bed but not together. And that feeling, that slow recognition, is where most couples start to panic or look away or blame something else. Work, stress, aging, just how marriage gets. But it's not mysterious. It has a cause. The phone on the nightstand. The one you're both reaching for instead of each other. The mistake is named. You see it now. And once you see it, once you understand the mechanics of how technoference works, how the endless feed replaces pillow talk, how blue light breaks sleep, how presence in the same room isn't the same as actual togetherness, you're ready to understand the real cost of this habit, and what actually fixes it. Here's what actually happens inside your body when you choose the screen over sleep. Blue light suppresses melatonin, the hormone that tells you when to rest. Doom scrolling triggers your nervous system. Each swipe releases a small hit of cortisol, the stress hormone. Your brain stays wired. Your body stays tense. You fall asleep later, sleep lighter, and wake feeling depleted. And here's the quiet killer. Desire requires rest. It requires a nervous system that feels safe enough to want. When you're chronically sleep deprived, your testosterone drops, your stress hormones spike, and the very biological machinery that drives sexual interest simply shuts down. You're not choosing not to want your partner, you're exhausted, both of you are. So the intimacy gap widens. Months pass. The bed becomes a place where two tired people lie apart. each recovering from the day's stimulation, rather than connecting with each other. And then one day you realize you can't remember the last time you actually touched. The sexless marriage doesn't start with rejection. It starts here, with the phone on the nightstand and the sleep it steals. The good news is that this cycle is completely reversible, and the fix is simpler than you think. Start with the charging station. Move it outside the bedroom, not downstairs, not in another room, just outside the door, out of sight, out of reach during the hours when your relationship actually heals. Then set a phone curfew. 30 minutes before bed, the devices go to the station. No exceptions, no negotiations. Your nervous system needs that buffer to downshift. Your melatonin needs time to rise. And then, this is the essential part, fill that reclaimed time with a reconnection ritual. It doesn't have to be elaborate. 10 minutes of actual conversation. Hands touching. Eye contact. The things that used to happen naturally before screens came to bed. Maybe you talk about your day. Maybe you read to each other. Maybe you simply lie close and listen. The ritual matters less than the consistency. Your brain needs to know that bed is safe, that it's a place where your partner is present, and that presence is rewarded with touch and attention. Within a week, your sleep improves. Within a month, you'll notice desire returning, not as a sudden spark, but as a quiet rekindling. The body remembers what connection feels like when you give it the chance. If you're ready to reclaim what screens have taken, start tonight. Move the charging station. Set the curfew. Choose the ritual. Your marriage is waiting on the other side of that bedroom door. If this resonated with you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. We're exploring what actually breaks relationships and what actually fixes them. Thank you for being here.